I'm Chef Ana Garcia from La Villa Bonita Culinary Vacations in Tepoztlán, Morelos, Mexico. And so today we're gonna make a very super easy dish that you can either do for a botana, which would be like, it's not really a snack. What it is like you have a party and you're gonna put something on the table. Instead of opening a bag of chips, you can do these potatoes that we're gonna make today. Or you could use them as a side dish. So I'm doing this particular recipe because one of my former guests asked me to make this recipe to give him the recipe, and I thought, great, I'll just do a video about it, okay? So it's a very popular recipe, and I usually do not, actually it's a popular dish that people, when they try it here, want the recipe, but I never give them the recipe because this is my mom's thing. So we call these Papas Marta, and because it's my mother's recipe, and her name is Marta. So we're gonna start out with some olive oil. And Rob will be posting the recipe in full. As much as it pains him to get the recipe from me, because it always takes me a little while, and I can see his eyes just glazing over now. And being in pain already, right, Rob? So I'm gonna put some olive oil, and it's about 2 or 3 tablespoons. And I have here a pound of cooked potatoes, okay? And so it is 2 pounds. It's not a pound. And so I'm gonna start out with just letting them, so they're already cooked, you can pinch them, but they're firm, okay? They're not super squishy, so let me just, there's still a little green here, just a little bit. So, but they're already, so you see, you can pinch them easily, you see, Rob? But they're still firm, okay? So, my mom's original recipe calls for chicken bouillon, but I haven't used chicken bouillon since Matthias was born 15 years ago, when I started freaking out about MSG and all that stuff. But if you have one that you trust and you like, go ahead and use it, except you're gonna not add salt, which is what I'm gonna add here. And you're not gonna add cornstarch, which is what I'm gonna add here to use the thickening, okay? So I'm gonna do 1 tablespoon of, before I start with the cornstarch, I'm gonna do first the black pepper. Now you can use your pepper already ground up, that comes in a jar, or you can use your pepper mill, but I like to do mine in a molcajete. So I'm just gonna ground it up. Not super fine, but finer, and that also gives the potatoes a bit of a chance to escape from my pan. Sorry. And to get a little bit brown, a little bit. So you see, Rob, we're getting a little brown right there. Okay, is what you want. So I'm gonna ground up the black pepper. So I'm gonna be very generous with the black pepper. So in my recipe, I've said to use a teaspoon, but you could use 1 or 2 teaspoons depending on how peppery you like this. I'm gonna do that first. And then I'm gonna add a tablespoon of pre-chopped or chopped garlic. If you do not want to use chopped garlic, you can also use garlic powder, which is what my mother really uses. But I'm gonna use just garlic and do a little bit more. Obviously, if you really like garlic, you can do 2 tablespoons and that will be perfectly fine. So I'm gonna just use it all. Gonna use it all, and you're gonna go, oh my God, this is not what she put in the recipe. She said just to put 1 tablespoon, and she used way more. But that's just whatever you want to do. Okay. And I'm also going to just let it get nice and aromatic and maybe a little brown. And I'll just shake it up like this, just so everything gets kind of a little bit spread out. I'm gonna use a little salt too. And there's three more ingredients we're gonna use. Well, we're gonna use the cornstarch, which I'm gonna add after this gets a little brown. And then after that, I'm gonna use this ingredient that's called Jugo Maggi. And you can find it in any international aisle or where they sell the Worcestershire in the supermarkets. But if you don't have it, it's easily substituted by soy sauce, okay? This is, I have to say, one of the few products that I still use that I think has MSG in it. But I can't let go of it because I grew up with it. But I did let go of that nor, but not of this. We all have to have our guilty pleasures, and this is my guilty pleasure. So, I'm sorry. So before I add this, I'm gonna add the cornstarch. And you want the cornstarch because you need, we're gonna add lime and Worcestershire to it, and it's gonna get nice and thick. So I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. If you don't have cornstarch, you can also use flour. Flour would also work really well. Whichever, they both work. I'm gonna add just a little bit of more of olive oil because if you can see the flour is not wet and you want it to get a little wet in there. And I have the, so you can cook and the olive oil. The reason why I want the flour to get a little wet with the olive oil is because I'm making a roux, and if I don't get it wet with the olive oil, one of the potatoes escaped. Mojo's gonna be very happy because I'm gonna let him eat it. And you wanna cook this a little bit because you don't want the cornstarch or the flour that you use to taste raw, okay? You don't want it to taste floury. So I'm just gonna do this, let it cook a little bit. So now that it's cooked a little bit and my garlic is a little toasted, I'm gonna add a few splashes of Maggi or soy sauce, about a tablespoon of it, because maybe more, because I really like salty stuff. One of my favorite things to have, salt. So you want to just cover it, thank you, Ale, perfect. And then I'm going to use my Worcestershire sauce, or in Spanish, salsa inglesa, because we cannot fake Worcestershire. So this is what I'm using, and I'm going to do a teaspoon of it, and this is artisanally made Worcestershire. We should come up with an artisanally made salsa Maggi without that should be it. Seriously, we should make our own kind of salsa Maggi, but without, the chemicals in it. So now I'm gonna do half a cup of lime juice. This is a whole cup, but I'm just gonna use half and use half a cup. And this is where the magic happens. So the cornstarch and the Worcestershire and look, Rob, it's gotten thick. You see, it's kind of caramelly. And you are just gonna let this kind of stick to all the potatoes. I love this. And so my mom used to bring to parties this a lot when I was a kid, and people just would go bananas about it. It's great to go with a cocktail, with beer, with a glass of wine. And like I said, you can even serve it with steak or a piece of fish or a piece of chicken. You want to make sure that this is salty enough, especially if you're not using the Maggi or the Nor. Thank you, Rob. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna just taste one. I'm put a little bit of salt. Just a teeny bit. And so you just serve it in bowls. Do we have some of our toothpicks for? Mira. Very nice. So you see, they're all kind of nice and very, very, very sticky, which is what you want, and covered with now you can also serve them room temperature. They're awesome room temperature. That's why my mom also would bring them to parties. And maybe you want to put some of these on? Yeah. Okay, you want to try one? Okay. Oops. There you go. Okay, you want to try one, Alain? Yeah. Should we give one to Rob?
Maybe.
Okay. What do you think, Rob? We should give you one? Okay, have one, babe. Here it is. Those are so good. So, thank you for watching this video. Remember to like us, to give us thumbs up on YouTube. Thank you for sending your suggestions of things that you would like us to make, because that really is very helpful. And also, we want to say, please either make a reservation with us for La Villa Bonita Culinary Vacations for any of our packages. We have the Harvest package, we have the Whole Hog package, we have the Puerto Escondido package, we have the Just Come and Hang Out with Us package. Well, we don't hang out, we actually cook. But in Tepoztlán. And also, if you want to, you can make a partial reservation, or like a deposit on a reservation. Thank you, Rob. It looks like I just started doing these yesterday. Or you can make a donation to our GoFundMe for our workers. Okay, so have a great day. Thank you. Enjoy.